Do you want to develop yourself as an agile coach? Now in this video, I will talk about an agile coaching development path. Now before I talk about the development path, let's understand what is agile coaching. I am taking help from Agile Coaching Institute's Agile Coaching Competency Model in order to understand things which makes a person a great agile coach. Now as per this competency models, there are 4 foundational skills and there are other skills which you build, you add on top of those foundations. An agile coach needs to have skills in teaching, mentoring, professional coaching and facilitating. Now you can see these 2 dimensions. Professional coaching and facilitating does not require you to understand the subject. You can coach someone without knowing the details about his roles, his business, because you are primarily focusing on fixing his way of thinking. Similarly, when you are doing facilitation, your goal is how do you make group of people bring their thoughts forward, collaborate with each other and come to a conclusion or solve their problem. Now, the other areas like mentoring and teaching requires an understanding of subject. So, agile coaches are agile experts. Then only they can do mentoring and teaching related to agile areas. Now, in other way, we can also say that in order to do a mentoring and teaching, in whichever subject you want to do a mentoring and teaching, you should know those subjects very, very well. Now, in general, all the agile coaches are expected to understand lean agile fundamentals very well. Now, things like popular model of doing things using agile like Scrum, Kanban, SAFe, all those things can be clubbed under lean agile practitioner. On top of it, as you grow in your agile coaching skills, you may start picking up some of the additional specialized skills to make yourself capable enough to provide mentoring and training in it. Now you may pick up things like technical mastery, where you understand the engineering practices related to doing development. You may pick up something called domain mastery or a business mastery, where you start understanding the area, the domain which business is operating in, like finance, insurance, whichever area your clients are working in. You may also develop an expertise in transformation mastery. So transformation mastery is more to do with taking organization from one way of working to another way of working. You keep hearing that one particular organization wants to move to agile ways of working. So coaches who has an expertise and mastery in this area can mentor, teach and take the organization forward towards new way of working. Now this is like overall agile coaching competency areas. Now you may start from somewhere and move towards the next levels as you start growing in your agile coaching competency. The first level, the foundation level of agile coaching, usually also called as agile team facilitator, is to do with working with teams. So as an agile team facilitator level, you may involve with one or more team, but your focus is how do you make this particular team excel. The goal of creating high performance team, make them retrospect well, make them collaborate. So this is something like your whole focus will be moving around, that how do I create an excellence or how do I make this team excel. Now you can relate to, in order to play an agile team facilitator role well, you need to have skills in facilitating. So this is something like an ATF or agile team facilitator would be having high skill in. So I can write an ATF in order to make it more clear. And they should also know how to mentor people on agile practices. So this is something, again, an expertise area or expected area for agile team facilitator. And since this mentoring and facilitating is around agile, so agile team facilitator is also expected to have great skills, good skills in agile and lean. Now, once you start doing this job at a team level, you may start working at a higher level, and we can call it a team of team coach or a program coach or teams coach, or you can say program coach. Now what is your focus here? The focus of team coach or program coach is how do I make these multiple teams work together effectively. So when I am working at this particular place, I am not necessarily focusing on individual team productivity. I am focusing on the interactions, the overall interactions they are having among each other, and ensuring that overall as a group of teams we excel. Take off an example that you are leading or you are facilitating or coaching the whole program, and program might have 10 teams which are like overall 100 people working together in a 10 teams. So if you are coaching them, your focus is how do I make these 100 people work together in an effective manner so that overall effectiveness of these 100 people group is increasing. So you are making this whole teams of teams excel. And in order to do that, you start putting more and more attention to system thinking, because now you are handling more and more complexities. In an agile team facilitator level, you might be handling a particular team complexities and particular team's facilitation job. At a program level or at a team of team coach level, you start doing it for a multiple teams. So if we go back to the Agile Coaching Institute's framework and see that, okay, in order to perform better as an agile coach at a program or team level, what should I excel in? Competency for agile coach. So again, these things remains with you, because many times you end up zooming in to a particular team as well as and when situation arrives, but usually you remain active at a program level. So in order to do that, you need to develop your teaching skills. So I would say that I'm just using a word coach here. So when you are working as a coach, you start focusing on improving your teaching skills, because you influence the 100+ people group, and you also need to increase your professional coaching skills. Now, as you start dealing with teams of teams, you also start dealing with multiple stakeholders. Many of them might be very, very senior with you. You need more and more coaching skills to influence them. And since you are also dealing at a program level or at a teams of teams level, you don't want to prescribe a one way of working to the teams, because you don't know what they are doing. They are the one who know more about their work. So you usually challenge them, ask them questions which makes them think and identify what they should do in order to excel. And that is where your coaching skills comes into practice. Now, out of this, you may also start picking up one of the domain area, one of the specialization area in order to take the things forward. I usually find people at a program level may start doing some level of expertise development in transformation or business mastery domain. So this is like overall composition you may start ending up adding to. So I can say at many times the coach may pick up this, but this is like an optional. You may have other areas which interests you, and you start taking them into account. Now there is another level, and we call it an enterprise level. Now we can see from this thing, the team facilitator was influencing one particular team, ensuring that they excel. The program coach, team coach was focusing on teams of teams so that they together excel. The enterprise coach ensures an enterprise should together excel. And in order to do that, this enterprise coach primarily working with multiple programs, multiple business units, multiple big teams. So it's like this: multiple programs, multiple business units come together, should excel so that we can achieve an overall organization level goal. And that becomes the focus of enterprise coach. He starts focusing on creating a culture of working in a new way, working on overall systematic issues, maybe simplifying the organization so that multiple business units can work together in order to produce better stakeholder value. So once you move to at this particular level, you start excelling more and more into the specialization area skills. I find mostly the business mastery, transformation mastery, and you may have a more specialization here gets added to you, and your focus is more towards how the overall organization should produce better business values. It's not anymore about just development team. It's also about from where you get the requirement, how do you serve your users, how do you sustain your development, and how multiple stakeholders, multiple business units collaborate together to produce a desired objective. So that's the focus of enterprise coach. Now, the objective of this particular video is to show you the path. And you can see that how from one level to another level, and how what kind of a skills you can add to yourself to make you ready for the next level. Now to summarize that, we also look at an influential, how do you influence people and what kind of a level of influence you have in a different role. At a beginning, when you are focusing on as an agile team facilitator, you might be focusing on ensuring that you have your skills so that you are self-managed, self-organized, and that's the foundation. So if you can't influence yourself, how are you going to influence someone else? So as an agile team facilitator, you should have skills in influencing yourself, influencing other individuals, and overall influencing skills for a team. And that is how you see yourself doing your job. You are self-managed, you can manage others, you can manage teams and make them aware about what they are doing. As you go into a program level or a teams of team levels, your influence starts moving from team to program. And that is where you can say a coach, or if you talk about the IC Agile learning path, the IC Agile ACC, so ICP ACC is more about here. So ATF, Agile Team Facilitator, is here, ACC is here, where you focus on, okay, how do I make multiple teams together working and excelling? Then you move to the third level, which is more like an organization level, that okay, how do I develop a skill so that I can influence I can make an impact at an organization level. And that is where the enterprise track of IC Agile is all about, where you can say that okay, I am focusing on the enterprise level influences. Now you may not stop there, you may start moving further. So you start moving further even at the ladder of community, country, society and other places, because its organization is not the only influence area you may aspire to. You may want to make a change for a bigger community, improve the way of working for more people than only your organization. So you may go to the next levels. But I stress again on the point that it's all start from the self. Why I'm doing why I'm stressing here is because many times we just want to jump to that, okay, I want to develop a skill so that I can influence at an organization level. Great, you want to reach there. But there is no shortcut. If you don't have a self-management and self-awareness at your self level, influencing at organization level is going to be very difficult. Nobody is going to listen to you, because who will listen to the person who is not himself is in order? So it starts from here. You manage self, individual, teams, program, organization and community. So the idea of these three ways of representation in this particular video was to make you aware about Agile coaching development path.